from $50 jobs to $5,000 weeks. This is my notary shortcut. Welcome to the channel. My name is Suave. I am a seven-figure entrepreneur. Been in the notary business for about 8 years now, teaching exactly what I did to grow my notary business and take it to the next level. So if you're new to the channel, go ahead and hit that subscribe button. And if you always watch my videos and still don't hit that subscribe button, please help a brother out. HBO. Anyways, so $50 jobs to $5,000 jobs. How did I do it, right? And when I talk about this, I know people are like, oh, bullshit. Oh, you don't make no $5,000 from the notary business? Okay, dude, whatever you say. I make way more than that now. But to get to this point, I can direct you guys and at least point you in the direction on what to do. Let me actually copy this and put it down. So I want to start this off by saying I didn't start off at like $5,000 weeks. I slowly worked my way up until I got there. Because one of my biggest goals that I wanted to make $1,000 a day. I know it's a little bit, but at that time I was just like, yo, let me just get to $1,000 a day, because once I could do that, I can get to $10,000 a day. And I've done that now. Okay, so anyways, how did I do it? So first, starting off as a notary, first I started off as just a regular notary, just doing notary jobs. But before that, I didn't even want to jump completely into the notary business, because I was like, notaries don't make that much money. They only make $10, $20 max. So I'm like, okay, this is not one of those businesses where I'm going to make a lot of money from. But as I stuck to it, I started to realize like, oh, there's not just the notarizations you have. There's also being a mobile notary, in which case you can charge for driving to the appointments, courier services, mailing off documents. There's so many different levers that you can pull within the same business. So anytime I'm mentoring, coaching someone, or just giving them entrepreneurship game and business game completely free, one of the things I always tell them is like, look, you need to just take a business and stick with that. Because one thing I've realized throughout my entrepreneurial journey is out of all the businesses I've done, I've made money throughout all of them, but like one or two max. But what I realized and what my downfall was what my weakness was not just focusing on one thing. So first things first, if you want to get to those 5K weeks in the notary business, you should just focus on the notary business. You can have all these little things on the side all you want, but all the energy that you're putting into those is slowly taken away from your business. So that's a tip I always tell somebody, because that's one of the biggest lessons that I learned. I guess I got caught up in the whole, oh, entrepreneurs have 7 streams of income. Yeah, well, they have one big stream of income that powers everything, and then they do that, you know? So I was trying to do that. So if you want to get to those 5K weeks, I'm basically just saying you need to stick with one thing at a time, right? So first off, I was just doing $50 jobs until I started realizing like, oh, I can charge like 75, then I can charge 100, then I can charge 125, so on and so forth. So that was one thing that pushed my my AOV, or my average order value. I'm just putting this here so you guys can understand the terms. That's one of the things that pushed it up, right? This is one of the things that pushed it up to the next level. After that, right? After I got that, and after I realized I wanted to go to the point where I want to be able to, travel the world and not have to worry about, man, what if I can't make it to an appointment? I'm an entrepreneur, but if I'm an entrepreneur and I'm working for myself and I can't take some time off and keep making money, then I'm hustling backwards. So I was like, how can I make some money from being a notary and not having to always be at the locations? And then that's when I was like, you know what? Let me create my own type of hybrid type of signing service, not the traditional one that you see where people do loan signings and stuff like that. But let me try to make my own version, or let me just try to like team up with other notaries. That's how everything kind of started, right? So, for example, when I went to Colombia, I was there and I was like, all right, what can I do in the notary business to make money and not have to always be there? And I realized that what was really important is my connections. Fun fact, I'm at one of my houses in Colombia right now. That's why my background looks different. Anyways, so I was over there, I'm like, all right, how can I make some money doing it? And I realized I need to team up with other notaries. So what I've always done was tell notaries like, hey, if you can do this job for me, I'll do this. So for example, with the apostilles, I didn't like doing apostilles. I like doing estate planning, power of attorneys, healthcare derivatives, all of those other things. I'll do everything else. I don't feel like doing apostilles or loan signings. So I contacted all the people in my area that were good at the things that I didn't like to do. And I was like, hey, if you can go ahead and do these, break me off, or just send me the other jobs that you don't like to do, then we can have some sort of symbiotic relationship. And that's how it started, right? It started off just giving them business, they gave me business, until I started to grow and started to think about like, I'm giving them their business, they're giving me business, but when they go out there and they do the jobs, I'm getting broken off from them. And I remember hearing a quote from, I think it was like Rockefeller or one of those people, Rothschilds, it was one of them. They're like, I'd rather make $1 from 100 different people than $100 with me doing my own work. It was something along those lines, right? It was something along those lines. And I was like, yo, I need to find a way to just keep getting them more clients, keep getting broken off, and then having a way to get some money. So I was like, all right, instead of me going to these appointments, even though I'm doing the jobs that I like, what if I just take a small amount and just focus on the marketing part, right? I know apostilles make a lot of money, and I'm just walking you guys through the thought process that actually got me to this 5K. I don't really share this because, I don't know, I just don't. I don't really have a reason to. I'm making what I want to make, and now I'm focused on making more. But anyways, so I got to the point where I was like, I'm thinking to myself, like, okay, cool. If I can just focus on finding out how to market to the most expensive clients that need the most expensive services, and just direct that business towards these people that like going out, then I can just keep a little cut from all of these different sources rather than me having to go to the location. Of course, I'm gonna miss out. Instead of like, for example, instead of me getting $100 for the job, I may got way less, but now I have my time freedom back. And something for me growing older, I was like, you know what? I value my time more than anything, my time and my freedom. So I was like, let me just master marketing. So just to put this here for you guys, you can see, it was teaming up with other notaries. And it was mastering the marketing, right? And then I'm gonna jump into it, but basically when I say master marketing, it was just using the Notary hybrid system. And I'm gonna explain that out to you guys too. So I was like, all right, if I can just master the marketing part, and then see how to get more clients, I can just focus on getting them business. I just need to make sure that it's profitable, whatever marketing tactics I'm using is profitable, and that the notaries that I'm working with are like legitimate, they're good at their job. You know what I'm saying? Because I don't want to waste my time learning how to market, sending them the business, and they're not doing what they're doing, right? So then at that point, I added to what I had called the Notary hybrid system. So when I first started up as a notary, had very little money. I always tell people this. Had very little money. I had enough to pay rent for 3 months in advance. I just paid it 3 months in advance, and I was like, you know what? I'm going to make this notary business work. And while I was doing that, I created something called the Notary hybrid system. It's a system that allows you to invest your money and make money back from a system that I put together in the notary business without having to rely on other businesses. So it's just like, it was basically all the tactics that I did to make money. I just organized it and put it in a set framework so you can do the same exact things to make money in your notary business. And when I created it, it wasn't something that I was going to share or anything like that. It was just like, I just need a way to make money as fast as possible. So I'm like, okay, cool. Let me just create this. I'm going to just do these things that are within this range because I know these make money. But as I started to learn more marketing tactics on how to get clients, because I want to be hands off, I then added that to the system as well. And that's what I mean by mastering marketing. Think about different tactics. What can you do to bring in clients? Because that's really the fruit, mastering the clients. It's not doing the jobs. Of course, doing the jobs are important, but you can know how to do a apostille all you want. You can know how to do fingerprinting all you want. It doesn't matter if you don't know how to get clients. Who cares? Oh, you know how to do fingerprinting. Who cares if you don't know how to get clients? Once you know how to get clients, you have really the power because now you can learn how to do both. Learning how to do the actual notarizations and do the fingerprinting is not rocket science. The harder part is marketing. So I always tell people, like, if you want to get really good with this whole notary business, honestly, almost whatever business, it's basically marketing and sales. For me, I always stress the marketing because that's the biggest thing that changed my life and my family's life, to be completely honest with you. It was just mastering the marketing. And doing those things is what got me to that 5K weeks. You know what I'm saying? That's what took me from just being your standard, average, everyday notary to being a notary business owner. And it's two completely different things. Now I don't have to spend my time going to these appointments. I can reach out to my network of people that are really good at doing notarizations and they like doing it and they just want to make a couple of extra bucks. Have them do that while I focused on becoming even better with marketing. Because now that you bought your time back, you can use that time to double down on more information, knowledge, and resources to make you even better at what you do. So you can compound. You know what I'm saying? So that's the type of framework that I had to do. I wanted to kind of use this to show you guys the mindset shift from the $50 jobs to the $5,000 weeks. That was kind of like my shortcut in a way to get to there. That's how I was thinking. That's what my process was. And as I put more time into that, I just compounded over the years. I'm like, okay, I just got better, 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 better. Met new notaries, had better relationships, just kept giving them business, and that's how it worked. So that was my notary shortcut. That's how I did it, to be honest. If you're interested in learning the notary hybrid system or anything, you want to talk to me, just want to chop it up, go ahead and hit that link in the bio. Make sure to like, comment, subscribe, hit that bell notification. And at the end of this video, there is a video here that you should watch also to get some more information. But peace, love, and I'll see you guys on the flip side. If you found this helpful, make sure to join our free Notary Knowledge Academy. It's the #1 community for all notaries. And if you need one-on-one mentorship on how to grow your business from 3 to 8K plus in your notary business, all the links are down below. Go ahead and click that, and I'll see you guys on the inside.